I am sure sports. You know me there, I'm coast to coast representing. I mean, I say this is righteous representing for Omar. You don't know, come get the sports over here from near and far. Boy, 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 boy. Me say I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. If me not sure, that me not say it. Know who score, that me not say it. Never know the game play, that me not say it. If me never seen a game, me no know who play. For your sports news, better come over here so. For your soccer news, then come over here so. If you don't love sports, still come over here so. For the day done, you are gonna love over here so.
So when it comes on to behavior concerning football, Jamaica is decent. I am sure that if we can get all of these things done, set in place by the end of April, it gives us enough time before the World Cup campaign. Not afraid of no Brazil, no Argentina with these crapper players. We are good enough. Remember to like, subscribe, share. Listen, comment. Let me know what your thoughts are.
Trick Jerk Marinade gives your meats and vegetables authentic Jamaican jerk flavor. The spices are directly from Jamaica. Spices like jerk seasoning, allspice, Scotch bonnet pepper, fresh scallions, thyme, ginger, and garlic. The key ingredients to a great jerk marinade. 0% sugar and low in sodium. You want to try it?
Made up of 18 Jamaican herbs and spices. Add delicious, bold flavor to your next grilling experience. Flavoring sauce, a marinade, basting, condiment, or topping. Trick Nick Jerk Barbecue Sauce.
Lester Joseph.
Yeah, 4-5-1 is what they're playing. Javon James making the transfer from Waterhouse. Comes in a man who scored 2 goals last season. But yeah, defensively solid. But you just wonder with so many changes, how the chemistry will be going into the attack line of things, attacking third.
Yeah, and Cavalier just
All right, all right. Good morning. Listen, the sound is cool, right? We just want you to watch the video, watch the goals, and then we'll come on and talk, and then we'll greet you and all of that. All right. So don't worry, we have the sound thing covered. But we can play the highlights, but the sound thing we have to keep it. You understand me? So let's work with it and just watch the goals because there are a couple of good goals that were scored in this, and watch the great Rudolph Austin. All right. Couple more minutes of it are left. So let's just watch the highlights from one of the TV games yesterday. Okay. All right. All right. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to I Am Sure Sports. This is your host as usual. My name's Man. How you doing? How you doing? What I just showed you was just some highlights from the JPL game yesterday. The game between Cavaliers and Portmore. Cavaliers winning that one, so they are now the only undefeated team in the JPL. We have loads of updates to give you. We'll talk about the firing of Coach Lenny Hyde at Chapelton Maroons. Was it justified? And who is going to come in to replace him? We're going to ask some questions about who are some of the players who have stood out to you so far in the JPL season that the new coaching staff should give a look in as they seek to have a local camp of players to just look at what players have been doing from the JPL and probably even some from the schoolboy football competition. Big up Coach Vinzi and Brian. They know why I and I are laughing. But big up to all the people. Welcome. They are no unbeaten team in the JPL now. Yep, because Portmore lost. Big up Brian, who was with me yesterday, and Military Guna as well, and all of the viewers. Listen, a lot of the vloggers are popular, very, very popular out here with the public, the footballing public. People like Coach Minzy, even Unseen. Unseen is very, 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 highly known, though he's not on the scene when Arnett loses. Brian and all the other people. So bless up, and big up yourself. Hope you had a wonderful, wonderful weekend. I mean, there's so much to talk about, how Chelsea kind of stole the Arsenal player from right under their nose, but Arsenal just took that to go and defeat Tottenham Hotspurs, their North London neighbors, by 2-0. Manchester United, Manchester City. You understand me? No, there's no more unbeaten team. I said that Cavaliers defeated the only unbeaten team in the league. The only unbeaten team in the league was Portmore United. All right. So that's what happened. But some important games were played yesterday. So let me give you that. We'll also pin the link so persons can join the stream as well and be a part of the discussion. But like I said, Coach Lenny Hyde, let me just talk about that. Coach Lenny Hyde has been relieved of his duties as head coach of the Chapelton Maroons. That's Coach Lenny Hyde. Many of the players there are players who actually played with Coach Lenny Hyde at Clarendon College, but he has, they were defeated by 3-0 by Humble Lions yesterday in the Clarendon Derby. And so, like I said, he has lost his, he has really lost his job after that defeat. Now, you'd have remembered that a couple of weeks ago, we spotted Coach Clovis de Oliveira, and we did a show just wondering if, good morning, Elite Sports TV. Bless up, Alex Reed as well. And we were wondering if Clovis de Oliveira was coming to replace Coach Lenny Hyde, or if Coach Clovis de Oliveira was coming in to work alongside Coach Lenny Hyde. But now, like I said, Chapelton Maroon, they have relieved Coach Lenny Hyde of the job. And and that means that now the door has been opened for Clovis de Oliveira to come in as the head coach. Chapelton Maroons, they really were in 7th position, right? So the truth is, Falkland lost, so they didn't pass them. Veer is playing tonight, so I don't think Veer will pass them. Malines drew their game, so they are on 7 points, so they are tied, right, with Chapelton Maroons in terms of point. Tivoli Gardens are on 6 behind them and play today. So I don't know. Waterhouse also plays tonight. So I don't know if they were in such a bad place that they needed to fire the coach at this point, given that he's just getting some of his players from the schoolboy football competition, and there are some restrictions about players that can be used and all of that. And maybe the management of Chapelton Maroon is not into the youth thing in the team. And with what this will mean, is that what will happen to some of these young players who are at Chapelton? Will they still stay or will they leave in the window? That is something very interesting to watch, because many of them were there because of Coach Lenny Hyde. So what is going to happen now with those players? It is interesting, and we will wait, watch, and see. Big up all the persons who brain drain, haven't seen you for a while. All the person in the United States. Happy Martin Luther King Day, public holiday. Some of you are at work, some are not. So blessed love to all of you. All right. Brian Mighton says, Andrew Price was on I Am Sure Sports recently. His team scored 3 goals. And now Coach Lenny Hyde has paid the price with his with his job. You know what? Jason Wright came on, he scored 2. Andrew Price came on, his team scored 3. If you want your team to score goals, I Am Sure Sports is the place to be. Brain drain, I don't understand. Oh, Malcolm X greater than Martin Luther King. I don't know. I see the leader saying, will there now be an issue as players came from Clarendon College? I just brought up that MLK Day. Yeah, man. Martin Luther King Day in the United States there. So happy holidays to all of you over there. That's what I asked earlier, leader. Right? Yeah. So, yeah, man. So, yeah, so that's good, right? So that's very good to know. So, so let me give you some results of some other games. The game between Malines, the first game, in fact, of the season, played at the Ashanine Stadium. That's the Jamaica College field. That game was between Malines and Harborview. That game ended in a 0-0 scoreline. That's a game between, right, Malines and Harborview. It ended 0-0. All right. You saw in the clips that I showed earlier that Cavaliers came from behind to defeat Portmore United by 2-1. Colin Anderson scored again, and he now sits with the same amount of goals as Trevante Stewart, right? So Cavaliers won that 1-1. Alan Atty scored again for Falklands, right? For Mobile United, as they defeated Falkland by 1-0. That goal was scored by, again, Alan Atty in the 77th minute. Humble Lion, they defeated Chapelton Maroons by 3-0. Dasha Satchel, Raylan Paisley, the guy they call Shoeshine, former Phoenix player, and Levon Williams with the goals for Humble Lion. Portmore United, Ronaldo Webster and Colin Anderson for Cavaliers, and Emilio Rosso with a beautiful goal for Portmore in that defeat. Now, Dunby Holden, they I mean, they destroyed Arnett Gardens last night. Beautiful game of football, 4-2. Arnett Gardens players, they were just not up to it. Goal scored by Ricardo Thomas in the 25th and 59th minute for Dunby Holden. The left back there who was at Waterhouse, he really, really played well. Then Earl Simpson scored one for Arnett Gardens before Siobhan Watkins with the next beauty. And then Fabian Reed got back one. And then Shakeen Powell got one for Dunby Holden FC in that one. All right. No, brethren, they are not one of my show sponsors. All right, big up Delroy Robinson, Coach Boris Johnson. You understand me, Coach Minzy? Bless up yourself on the job. You understand me? So, yes, that's some of the things that have happened. But we have some other news that we are going to share with you. We're going to have some discussions. Very, very important news that we are going to share with you as it relates to local football. You'd have seen that the Alda Costa, they defeated the All Manning in penalty on Saturday as well. The under-17 team, they continue to prepare. They're playing some games. I think the games are going to be intensified. They are also supposed to be leaving Jamaica for a camp somewhere out there in Florida before they head off to their tournament in Guatemala. They head off to the under-17 qualifiers, so they should be heading out to camp, over there in Florida to prepare. And I think they're going to be playing some more what you'd call harder games this week heading into that. All right. Bless up Sham 6. You understand me? And everyone in the chat here, man, greetings and salutation. Thanks to everyone for being here. If this is the first time, as usual, we ask you to subscribe. If you're a regular viewer, please remember to hit the like button and also share the content with someone, invite someone to be a part of I Am Sure Sports. You can also support the channel by giving a super sticker or a super chat. All right. There are a couple of games on today. The early game will see Mount Pleasant going up against Very United at 5 at the Tony Spalding Sports Complex, and Waterhouse will be going up against Tivoli Gardens. Right. Just wanted to know that the coach will be looking at players, and he has players. Remember that he had called a team to go and play in Cameroon that was made up of a lot of local players, and so some of those players will be there, and he'll be looking at them. So he'll be going there to look at other players, right? I realized that. I believe last night some of those Arnett Gardens players, they were told that the coach was at the venue. And I think that affected their performance. So players should not put themselves under pressure. They hear that the coach is here, and all of a sudden, the whole game and everything just got thrown out. I mean, some of them look really, really bad, and they have been having good seasons so far. So interesting to see, like I said, Clovis de Oliveira seem to be headed to Chapelton Maroons because Lenny Hyde is not there. So interesting times in the local league. Now, that's your JPL update. And like I said, Coach Lenny Hyde has been fired. Big up, Hyatt, back again. Damian Hyatt, he was adamant that Arnett not going to beat him. Pulled off some saves, especially in the last part of that game to keep his team Dunby Holden in it, right? This is a man who was part of the Jamaica team that went to the Gold Cup, good keeper, always working hard, always in the gym. You understand me? Kimoy Phillips as well, big up yourself, always in the chat as well. All right. So let me give you a couple of things. And I think this is very important that this is happening. So I think this is a step in the right direction, which is one to begin to put together local players in camps and get games for them, right? Right, to help them want to understand, because anytime the coach wants a local player, that player should have already been a part of the coach's system, learning the coach's style, And so when they come into the team, because it's not every game all your overseas based players are going to be available or fit. And so if you want to call, when you're ready to call on a local player, that player should be a player who the coach has worked with, and who the coach has taught some things. So part of the strategy of the new coaching staff is to look at the local players, and you'd have seen them at that game, and there have been many games. I mean, from schoolboy to the Division 1 games, the Major Leagues game, the Super League game. We want to make sure that the coaches are going all across from the east to the west to the north to the south, looking at even corner league games where it's in safe areas, to look at people, look at goalkeepers to see if there's talent there. That is important, all right? But the players themselves, they have to present themselves as professional in terms of how they carry themselves. And a lot of that is down to the management of the club to ensure that the players keep themselves professional. So there are players who are going to be called up, right? You understand me? Leader, you talk one whole part. Thank you, Brian, for responding to leader. So let me stick to this, right? Thank you, Brian. So there is going to be a camp. This is the first camp. So what I want to do, I want to hear from some of you. Who are some of the players that maybe I'm going to pin the link, right? You can also call in. Who are some of the players that you believe, for those who are going to use the link to come on, one thing we ask you is that you show yourself on the camera, make sure background nice and clean, and so I can see you, and then if you're at work and you can't come on, then we can facilitate that, right? But who are some of the players? Listen to the question. Who are some of the players locally that you think the coach should look at in this first camp, right? Whether it be in the players from the high school system, or it is players in the JPL. Who are some of these players that the coach should be looking at in this first camp? 22 players, so it's really 2 players in every position, right? So let's start with that. Who are some of the players you think? And the other question is, how far should this go? Should he go as far as Major League, Super League to see if there's talent? Manning Cup, the Costa Cup to see if there's talent? Division 1 to see if there's talent? Or he should just stick to just players playing professionally overseas, right? Who are some of these players? And remember as well, please remember that the players being called up are not like you don't say this will be the squad. No, it is to look at them while he's here, because remember now, the coach is full-time, not part-time. So if he's full-time, there must be things that he's doing on a full-time basis, and part of that is having camps regularly, and some players may be out, some players may be in. Oh, watch it. Hey, Ryan, you know, so I never know say you name Elite Sports TV. Big up yourself. Is the picture just I know?
Bless up, brother. Blessings, brother.
Yeah, change up the name too much in the eye.
Yeah, man. Still I try to find the right one, but I think we'll find this one. So yeah.
So you know, make you should make your fans them do that.
No, I did that already, man. I did that.
Yeah, man. So what say you? What is your thought on this? And the coach looking at players all across Jamaica. You understand me? As you know that, I mean, he has been to England, you know, and the assistant coach has been in the United States as well. So they are spreading their wings everywhere. And if you have been watching the leagues in Jamaica, who are some of the players? I
Well,
will pick some players that I figure will be there, you know. Because
for
I think
me,
that, yeah, go ahead.
for me, I know Rennie Simons come to Jamaica and find Pepe Goodis and all of these playing at the Super League or Major League at the time. But I don't think the coach should go to Division One and all of them stuff there. I think he should keep it where professional because you don't want to bring someone with a division. If someone have the talent and in division, he should come to the Premier League or the Super League. But division is I look far, far from where we're trying to go right now.
Okay.
Especially when I have 15 years to build a program. You know, we have 5 more years before the World Cup. So if I playing in division right now, I don't think the coach should waste him time. This is just my honest opinion still. Other people will not agree with my opinion, but this is just my opinion. And my opinion the most right. You understand? People can
Yeah.
challenge my opinion. It's just an opinion. But yeah, saw the coach of the Hornet game yesterday. But why player would have won? Why player would have played that such a bad game when the coach is there? Or they get nervous? What is it?
They want like I noticed a
They
player
want to
who
impress?
I tell you what, like there are a couple of players who have been playing very well. I'm not going to call their names in this setting, but they had bad games yesterday and they are on the radar. I don't think it's going to affect them getting the call. You understand me?
Yeah, yeah.
I don't think they're still going to be a part of the camp, but yeah, players have to be careful because I think that kind of thing that they did, the player was terrible, man. So I don't know. What do you think? You think those things put pressure on people?
Um, of course, it can be a little bit of pressure, but remember, it's just the coach. He's not going to eat you. He's just there to to watch games, to look in player. It's just like a scout come there. So a scout come from overseas to watch Ryan Sports Classic. Well, me I will get nervous. What if the only time that the scout have to come, the only day you go perform bad? You know, it's happening in football, and sometimes players can get a little bit of butterfly in them chest. You know, when they know somebody big is there. Even if you're females there, you can get a little bit of butterfly. So it's normal. That's human being still.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The coach will be here forever. But one of the things I'm really interested, the reason why I'm come on, you know, is this linear thing. And why me think me have that? Why me think me have that a linear own Chapacan Maroon?
No, it's actually owned by a multi-millionaire doctor, you know.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Man is man
So
Mr. Cash.
okay. Is that the coach that Unseen Sports take a picture with? Where he's from Brazil?
Yeah, Clovis de Oliveira.
Okay.
He
So
used to coach reggae boys, you know.
oh yeah? What, under 20?
Senior team. Wasn't he the senior team coach? Yeah. Clovis de Oliveira.
I don't remember him still.
Yeah,
I don't
man.
remember.
I think maybe under 20. I think Alfredo Montesa coached under 20, but I think Clovis was coached the senior team for a little bit.
Okay. But as we leader asks about the players at Clarendon College, you didn't get the news about that if players
Well, that is my issue now, Ryan, because a lot of those players, even some of them.
Mornings.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think him coach a senior team, but he qualified for the first under 17 World Cup.
Under 17 World Cup, yeah. Under 17, yeah.
Yeah, I know him coach on them group there, but I don't remember him coaching the senior team.
Yeah, but what I'm saying though, Ryan, is that now the Clarendon College players, they would have to leave in this window. You have to leave in this because guess what? He really got us some of them to stay. But then if like I say, I don't know. Even I hear that this player called Shandy James was just moving there. because of him, because of Lenny Hyde. So what happened with all of this? Will the player, because maybe the players are getting good pay and they won't leave the club. Yeah, you understand me? While some of them who are there because they are Clarendon College player may stop playing. And where are they going to find players? Or can the players just leave if they have contracts with the club? So I don't know how it's going to work out. It will be very interesting.
No, Manins, if the players on a contract, them can't leave.
They
The
can't
only
leave.
players who can leave are the students, the amateurs. They can leave without, well, they will still need a transfer from the club, but like if a player is an amateur and he wants to leave, wherever he's going, they can just approach the club that he's at and pay the amateur fee, and the club has to allow him to go. Or the JPL will transfer him.
Okay.
So like those players now who are not on professional contracts, who are playing as amateurs, the most a club can ask for them is the administrative fee that is set out for transfer. So if a player wants to leave, he can just tell the club that, hey, I want to leave, and where he's going, they just pay the fee and he moves. Similar to what occurred with Tariq from Harborview to Mount Pleasant.
Oh, Tariq Zeminiz. Okay.
Yeah. So if a player is not on a contract, you can't restrict him from moving or anything of the sort. If he wants to go, he don't even have to talk to you as the club. They can just leave.
Okay.
One correction to that, Manins. One correction. The transfers can only be done during the transfer windows. That's one of the things. Plus, it's not the player that asks for it, It's the club that he's going to. So a player can't come, because a lot of players think that they can come to the club and say, oh, I want to get up and I want to go to Arnett, or I want to go. No, the club has to actually send in. The player has nothing to do with it more than he signs the transfer, and that's it. In all cases, that's all that happens. Sometimes the club will ask for them to speak to the player, but they are under no obligation to speak to any club once they want a transfer. They don't have to.
Yeah. Okay. Coach Minzy, welcome to the show.
Yeah,
I mean, what
man.
you think of? Yeah, man. What you think about the firing of Lenny Hyde?
I mean, it's football business, I think it was kind of too soon, though. But it is as a result of them probably tying up the deal with Clovis, because he was in Jamaica and they were probably agreeing on the terms and conditions of his contract. So probably it was going to happen, but I think it's too early, and they probably could have worked with Lenny Hyde in the team. But from what I'm hearing is that Clovis will be responsible for all the whole youth development and everything, coach the senior team. So it's like a technical director coach role.
Okay, so okay.
The plan when me hearing this coach coming for replace Lenny Hyde from day one, From day one. So me even think of the reason why they just want to get this coach.
Yeah, that's kind of a good point still, because like I said, that it did appear like there was some movement that was going to happen with the club.
Yeah. When he came.
Yeah, because Lenny Hyde was very coy in his response. He was saying that he would love to learn from the coach. You understand me? But I just find
but Mannings, also, to be honest, I don't even know if this, as Coach Minzy was saying, it's early, but I don't even know if this is a fair assessment of the coach, because for the most part of the season when I watch them, or for the game that I've seen, match cards and stuff, they have only had like 13, 14 players.
Yeah.
15 players the max. And sometimes that includes a goalkeeper as well. So it would appear that there were some issues in terms of the whole administrative aspect, and probably them not fully understanding the rules of the Premier League, because even when they were saying they wanted to play the amateur players, I mean, you can have 5 amateur players on a match card on any particular match day. So it means that at any given point in time, you're going to need to have at least 15 professional players contracted, because if you only can have 5 amateurs, then that would give you a full squad of 20. And I mean, you can have more than the 5 amateurs being registered and stuff, but it's just 5 of them can be on the match card. So, I mean, you can have 8, 10 if you want in training, and then you can replenish them or replace them as you go. But it's kind of difficult. I mean, they were able to win 2 games with just 13 or 12 players in a match day squad or something like that. So, I don't know. Maybe I guess maybe, as Ryan is saying, probably the club had a plan to go a different direction from the outset. So regardless of what occurred, they probably would have still went with Clovis as the head coach or the technical director or whatever.
Yeah, but let me just say this as well, that and Kevin is just confirming it. De Oliveira was appointed to coach Jamaica in July 1st, 2000, and then he was removed from the post in September the 30th, 2001. So he was a coach who came in right after Simoes left for 1 year.
He was with Simoes, you know. He was with Simoes. He was his assistant.
After Simoes left, he coached the team.
No, right,
but he was his assistant going into 98.
Yeah, right. He was the assistant. Yeah. So he did coach the national team.
Yes, and he coached them in by himself in that year that Kevin is saying.
Yeah.
But the thing about this deal Marlins with the thing with, I think if it is the same doctor that I'm hearing about run this Chapelton Maroon club, he has a hand in the Clarendon College team.
Oh yes, it's true. Yes.
I don't know if this is going to cause some sort of eruption in Clarendon College. Was it an amicable decision, or was it a case where they had bad blood or whatever? Was it a future plan that they had and Lenny knew about it? Or how the players this will affect the players, knowing that some of the players played for Clarendon College? So it's a whole lot of things that we have to look at.
That's a very good, because who would have recruited? Because if some of these players are from Kingston, and have been recruited, and I mean expenses covered by someone. That's a very good point you just raised, Coach Minzy. I mean, because what is what effect could it possibly have on Clarendon College? But I just think like this is just 10 games in. I mean, there are like 2 more rounds of games left, almost 18 or so games left, or probably more. I think it is too early. They are not in a relegation scrap. You know, some person are saying Michael Woodburn, I don't know where he gets this information. He's saying that Lenny not spending enough time with the Maroons. What I'd love to know, I don't know if anyone can tell me, because what I didn't like is that on Saturday, the Clarendon College players played 90 minutes and more in the all the Costa game. And if they are going to be the course, so when I heard it, the first thing came to my mind was that, was there some argument about the Clarendon College players playing in the all the Costa game, knowing that they had an early game on Sunday?
A Corrigan match.
Right? Hodges played, Malachi Douglas played, Kahib, all of them played. So, you understand me, Coach Minzy? Maybe the management of the team was saying that we have a Clarendon derby.
Yeah.
Let the players play 45 minutes. To me, it looked like Lenny Hyde wanted this trophy for the Alda Costa. Because even when you look at the penalties, the 4 kickers initially were Clarendon College kickers, Because who kicked? Malachi Douglas, Okino Jones, Kaheem Dixon, Devante Hodges, 4 Clarendon, they were the 4 first players up. So I figure that was more important to him. It would appear.
He said in an interview he wanted to win, but at the same time he wanted them to enjoy the game. So That could be one of the reasons for real. But I mean, having an important Premier League game coming up and go play one corridor game, that don't make no sense to me.
Yeah. Because even the stats player that played for Portmore, he didn't play for Portmore yesterday, you know. Because he picked up a knock in the game, though he was on the Portmore bench, they didn't give him any game. So remember now, Clarendon College always, Chapperton Maroons are always short on players. So you had Marquise Reed, all of these guys played. So you had 6, and remember that the All Manning used all of their players. The All DaCosta had like 4 players who didn't get any game. So I don't know. But I guess that is football management. It's not just in the UK, but in Jamaica. But it will be interesting to see how this works out and see. What do you think about that, though? I don't want to call it a curry goat game. You think it would have been right, Coach Minzy, for him to kind of go for that, knowing he had the game against Humble Lion in Clarendon?
I mean, if I were in the position, I wouldn't go all out in the all Manning, all DaCosta game. You understand? And we have to take into consideration, if that game never played, I think they would have played some Trinidad team. So there and then, some of the players probably would have been absent as well. So a whole lot of things we have to look into, because it depending on the mindset of the coach, the players, and whoever put these teams together.
Yeah.
I would definitely try to ensure that my Premier League team would have been the lead team in this, and not that team going to that.
Yeah. Well, I see Michael Woodburn is saying that Coach Sammy do all the work. Coach Sammy is the man. I don't know about that, but Nigel Given says, Ari knew you would be out and just went for the All Manning and the All DaCosta.
That's a possibility as well.
So maybe he knew that he was going to be out from before. And probably, well, let's see. Unseen, what say you? Unseen. Brian?
The time cool, so I'm probably freeze.
Can I hear me now?
Yes, we hear you.
Yeah, man. Me know so well money is, man. I don't know why. Yes, but the result, you know, the result. The football is a result game, and if you're not getting the result, the money, you know, always I go find somebody who job him, or I go focus more on the Chapperton team, and based on you can see it, you know, you maybe are focused on the school team or the school players more than Chapperton. You understand me? And the man when he Mr. Cash, you ready for get it? Understand me? And him think maybe more go Brazil. I don't know, Brazil coach. But man is man. Lenny Hyde. I think they shouldn't fire him. You know, they should have bring in the coach same way and have Lenny Hyde work with the coach. Problem working with a Clovis or anybody coming we can learn from. So
okay.
I'm not agreeing with the firing, but I think they could have him there same way to work with Clovis or whoever coming in.
Okay, I see leaders shaking his head. You're saying that he should not have been fired either?
I agree with him being fired because that's poor judgment. Yeah, the All Manning and All DaCosta was basically a corridor match. You have a more important match with your club team the next day. It was.
Corridor match for who? For the players or the coaches? Or for both?
I think for both. Because look here, there's nothing really to be gained as far as I see from that match, you know. Because if anybody watching or they were interested in any player, they would be looking at what they would have performed throughout the season anyway. So it wouldn't have been pivotal in any decisions. You understand? So it was a corridor match. And, you know, if you put all your time and resources and you made sure that these guys, this was a corridor match, like it or not. It was a was just like the Lara Gale thing that he was in selling it as an entertaining curry goat match. There's nothing at stake, really.
Leader, I must stop you. That game was a charity game. Don't call the people them charity game curry goat match, brother.
It was not a curry goat match. So,
charity
okay,
game.
It
was a charity. It was a charity game.
Match. But what was at stake? What was at stake?
No,
Leader, I'm talking about the game in St. Elizabeth. I'm telling you, it was a charity game.
Okay. Yeah. You can't call it cricket match curry goat. A charity game for true.
Yes, charity. I mean, it was for a cause. It was for a cause, leader. That is true. You can't call the big old charitable game a curry goat match. I think that is heights of disrespect. You can't do that.
Curry goat match.
Yeah, I don't think you can do that. Yeah. You understand me? So yeah.
Money short a match.
Yeah, but like a lot of people don't seem to. I mean, I think more people are saying that Lenny had made a bad decision, and like Chris Wynn is saying that there must have been a conflict of interest, and that reached Lenny Hyde. But yeah, it's difficult one, but it you know, I want to see the working out, like what is going to happen with this Chapelton team and the players and all of that. Like I said, Coach, you made a very important point, because this doctor seriously finances Clarendon College. So if those players are going to go to Clarendon College and then they opt to not play for Chapelton Maroons, what will that affect? Will Lenny Hyde still coach? Clarendon College if the person who runs the Maroon team relieve him of his duties for reasons that he think are not justified?
Yeah, man, it's because because remember, you know, Coach Hyde also left a Premier League job, you know, to go and assume.
No, didn't he leave the team down in Falmouth? That's where he
No,
was.
man, he left Portmore.
Oh yes.
Yes, he left Portmore to go and assume this role. So, I mean, but I guess it's a business of football. Once you're not producing, then
yeah. But maybe all right. So let me ask you: if Coach Lenny Hyde was not the coach of the All Manning team, would the
all the Costa Cup team?
All the Costa Cup team, because Outer East is making a very good point as well. Wouldn't the players, Coach Minzy, still want to play in the game?
Yeah, but it probably would have been easier. It probably would have been less likely that they would play the entire 90 minutes.
Yeah. It's easier for him to manage them.
If it was a different coach?
Yes.
Okay, whoa. It's tough, you know, because like Mr. Porter point is also important, that listen, the coaches have to do 2 jobs sometimes.
Yeah, that's a very important point.
Yeah, because one job don't meet your needs in Jamaica when you coach a team. And so you know, and if you feel an either because boy, I don't know. It's tough, you know, because when a man said that a coach is spending too much time at his school team, if he doesn't do that and the team get knocked out early, him lose the job.
And so I get a whole lot of money at them school team then.
Yeah.
A whole lot of money, you know. Sometimes some of the money they might get from the school team is more than the club team. So they have to secure that bread. And also have to take into consideration the time of the competitions. Early in what, August go right down to about December, you have Manning and DaCosta. So they are going to spend a lot of time with that team and try to.
Yeah, but coach, further to that point of doing now.
Huh?
I'm saying it probably would have been a little bit different in this instance, because remember that both teams them use the same facility, so it may be a little bit different than the norm when you're coaching 2 teams and you know you have to leave one job to go to the next. I mean, both jobs are literally at the same place. So
okay.
Maybe that would have been an advantage per se, because I guess you'd have come down to scheduling in order to facilitate both of them, And as is seen in most in generally, it's the same players who really play for both teams for the most part. In terms of the school players play for the club as well. So I don't know. Maybe I think one of the difference though when they were having the tier 2, they could use the school players to play in the tier 2 as a means of like a pre-season or whatever you call it. But the difference now is the Premier League is playing the same time as the schoolboy league. So yeah, maybe that would have been the issue there in that regard.
Yeah, because the people may have been saying that Lenny did not go out and find players because he was waiting on the Clarendon College players, and that cost them some games. But I mean, like I said, it's a very tough one. Somebody that I really admire in terms of what he's able to do with Clarendon College, but at the professional level, it's a different ball game, You understand me? Nobody wants to fall out of the Premier League. But Brian, you had a player to your team that played in the game. Did you tell the people there that, listen, schoolboy football is over, you have to manage his time? Or they had the liberty to use him as long as they want, knowing that you had a game as well on Sunday with your club? And how did you manage that as a club? Or did you talk to the player and say, listen, now you are with us, you can't play more than X amount of time? Or that is up to the player to decide?
No, he played in the all school game. I think he played 65 minutes. And he played first yesterday. He played around the same amount of time. But he was good though.
He was good?
Yeah, he was good.
Okay. All right. But that's it.
But
Coach,
it's different. It was different with us because that's just one player. So it's a little bit different in that regard because that's just one player. But it was all right. It worked out in the end.
Yeah.
But I think there's going to be a competition played between local schoolboy champions and two schools from Trinidad as well.
That's still going on. Isn't the team aren't they supposed to be going to the States this week?
I think they are going to Florida sometime this week for an all schools thing, but well, I don't know, but I heard something like that was in the making.
Well, let me say this. No, I'm going to share we have some under 17 news to give you, very important. But let me say this. So let's look at Dujan Whisper Richards. The national coach calls him because they start a camp tomorrow, and they call him. Does he stay or does he go to this all school thing that they're having in Florida? Coach Minzy, what are your thoughts? Brian, Unseen, what would you do in a case like that? Because I think he's going to be called. I think he's going to be called to the training camp for the national program. But he's also a key part of this all schools trip that may have scouted some, I don't know, MLS or colleges over there. Should he stay for a training camp or do you go for the exposure in a competition like that?
Yeah, but
I think the training camp is more important.
Okay.
The training camp is more important, man. Stay. You can get to him want now. You can get a look in from the big man algorithm. So I don't think Felix, his handlers or his father would choose the over there. Because they already have a lot of big coach I look on him already. So needing that further trip, you don't.
Man.
That training camp against the big boys, that is more important.
Hold on, leader. Because Unseen speaking. Hold on. And then Brian had something that he was going to say. Go ahead, Brian.
No, man, leader can go ahead because he seems to be leading, chipping in and out.
Well, no, the reason why I have to chip in and out at one stage when I'm speaking, I get a call from somebody from Chapelton Maroons. Then I get another little leak according Mannings. I hear that there's a national small national mini camp starting tomorrow for 2 days. You know anything about it?
You're not listening. We just
I didn't hear. No, I was off.
Yeah. So leader,
Leader
that's how
isolate. Leader
leader, the
isolate.
thing says, leader, the thing for the program says local players to be called up for camp with new coaching staff. You didn't see
Oh,
the
I didn't know you said it was going to be tomorrow.
You didn't see the thumbnail.
No, I didn't know it. I saw the
leader.
thumbnail, but I didn't know you didn't mention that it's going to be tomorrow.
But I thought you were going to talk based on what we're talking. But
anyway, but I just heard some names, you know. One of the names that I heard.
Hold on.
Why I almost let me drop down.
Leader, before we go there, leader, just slow down. Hold on, slow down. Let me just take. I want to end this Lenny Hyde thing and then we move on. So Michael Nemard says, Lenny to me is probably not getting what he need at Chapperton and lost interest, hence they had no choice but to fire him. But Michael Woodburn makes a next point. Wonder if Lenny traveling with the all-school team to Florida and there is a next conflict. Do you bring all of these Clarendon players? You understand me? To this is next because the core of Clarendon College, the core of the Chapperton Maroon team are these players. So if all 8 of them goes with the team,
interest.
Yes, so that's the next thing. They're gone for the next week. So this is a serious conflict with the team, and I think this is what is leading to the problem, right? Did you think about that, Coach Minzy?
Yeah, but Manins, no, it's not a conflict of interest. Let me tell you why. These players are remaining amateur players because they want to play schoolboy football. The only reason why they want to play schoolboy football is to get a college scholarship because they cannot be planning to play professional football and choose to play Doncaster Cup over Premier League. Yeah, so if it is that it is their aim to get a scholarship, then they should go to where people who are looking for players to give them scholarship are going to be, which is at the all-school game.
No, Brian.
Yes.
There's more than that. Some of them might not have the age.
He's right, leader. He's right. Because these players play for Clarendon College. Some might never get the opportunity. And they want a second pick of the cherry. Normally, scouts come and watch those games to see the Jamaican footballers. So, of course, they are going to want to go to that game. If they want to the country.
That's not where I disagreed, you know. Okay. Where he was mentioning that they want to remain schoolboy footballers. Some of them basically are not 18. So either way, they're going to have to remain schoolboy footballers. So you don't really have an option. You understand?
Yeah. Leader. Hold on, let me stop. Coach me, let me stop, leader.
When they remain amateur, they can get a scholarship. If they are not amateur, they cannot get a scholarship.
No, but coach means the further to that, leader. Stop making it seem like we don't know we are talking about the bossy. Because Christopher Ainsworth got Calabar. Him could have still played a Manning Cup and play Premier League because him at 17. But him choose to not play schoolboy football and play Premier League. The Clarendon College players, they are not doing that. That's Brian what I'm saying, leader.
Brian Martin, with the utmost of respect, there's nothing you can tell me about Christopher Ainsworth. And you don't know if Christopher Ainsworth will still play for Calabar. So just don't bother mention anything.
He didn't play this year. And I'm telling you.
He can play next year. You're aware of that.
Yes, leader, but I'm saying the Clarendon College players would not do that. They're not doing that.
And Ainsworth is not a professional player. You're aware of that.
I didn't say, leader, I didn't say he was a leader. I didn't say he was a professional player. I'm saying he could play Manning Cup. And when Manning Cup finish, he come and play Premier League. He chose, for whatever reason, to not play Manning Cup. I'm saying the players at Clarendon College, they are not doing that. They want to play schoolboy football, and because they want scholarship. So if they want scholarship, they have to go all school tournament, brother.
There are other reasons why Ainsworth couldn't play, but I won't go into that.
No, it's not the end. I think you're missing the point,
leader. I'm just using
once you're not 18, you will always be. Even if your best intentions, you want to go pro, you cannot do it until you're 18. That's the basic thing I'm trying to say.
I think you're missing the point he's making, though. What he's saying to you is that the Clarendon College players, the reason why they play schoolboy football are up to play schoolboy football more than in the Premier League is because they want scholarships to go overseas. If that is their reason for playing schoolboy football, then obviously their choice would be this week, instead of staying to play with Chapelton Maroons, they are going to go to the all-school game because they don't want to play Premier League. They probably just played.
Scouts will be there. You have to add that money.
Yeah, and scouts will be there. They probably played Premier League because they were asked to by their school coach. But it is a school that they hold loyalty to because they are looking scholarship. I think that is the point Brian is making. He's saying that in Christopher.
That's exactly the point.
He's saying that in Christopher Ainsworth case, you can't use it because a little bit different because he wants to play professional football. He doesn't want to go to college. So if he had the choice like these Clarendon players, he would stay and play for Cavaliers because he is seeking to be a professional footballer, not to go the college route.
Most of the Clarendon players, if you think about it, look at the record of Clarendon players that have gone on scholarship compared to the amount of the top players that you have seen gone into the Premier League or gone over to USA A-League or whatever. The main objective for a lot of them, with due respect, is actually to play pro, right? Because some of them, the academics are not there for them to get the scholarships. And that's another matter, right? So I just want to say that in the case, most of them, the ultimate goal is that. But at the time being, their main option will be schoolboy because they don't have another option. Once they are finished, however, and they can go in the option of pro, if it's easier for them to get a contract without having a JPL thing, they'll hold out. If not, most of them, think about it. All of the top Clarendon College players for the last, say, 2-3 seasons, how many of them have actually transitioned to college?
A lot of them. Lots and lots of them.
Lot of them.
Lot of them. What you're thinking about, here's why you are saying that.
Big names I'm talking, you know.
What I can give you, what's the name? Chris, the forward guy.
Craigton Charlton.
Went to college.
How long ago was that? Man, is that how far you have to go back?
How far are you
in the last 2-3 seasons.
So
you know how long Charlton played?
All right, so 2 seasons ago. Tell me the big name. 2 seasons ago.
Nicky O'Daly is one.
Two seasons ago?
I can use
2 seasons ago?
Oh gosh. 2 seasons ago, hold on.
2?
You're taking out the COVID year, you know.
Oh no, so you're gone for a different thing now.
And leader, for some of these youths to go into college now, they don't have to do the SATs anymore because that has been removed. So there's more opportunity for them to get into a university.
A junior college.
Without doing an SAT.
No, them can go university.
All right, universities right across the board, leader.
Okay, well, that one missed me. That's good.
And leader, let me tell you this. What you're talking about, because you're not talking about Tajay Brown, who went to university and actually came back. He was a captain of that team.
Leader, I'm going to say this before me jump back. I have a meeting for God. Listen, you see most of these schoolboy athletes, girls and whatever, whether them play football, volleyball, netball, most of them intention is to go overseas. Some of them, they don't want to do the sport. Listen, sports training is very difficult, you know. A lot of these children are affected mentally and they don't want to continue. So when them get the avenue, we're going to do a 4-year, a 3-year, a 4-year, they're gonna grab it. And after that, they're going to start life in the United States, North America, wherever. Many of them don't want to do it after they finish college. Some of them, they use their last year of eligibility to get a master's degree so that they can function. And some will return, but if you check the statistics, many of them stay in the United States. Whether they play football, cricket, track and field, netball, volleyball, they stay in the US. Some of them is a means to an ends for them.
Yeah. And what we do, leader, sometimes we look at Nicky O'Daly and Lamar, Richard King, and other one, Earl Simpson, and we say that is Clarendon College, and we don't check the other players on the team, you know.
I mentioned the stars, the big names. You know, when I talk about the big names, we're talking about
leader. But listen what I'm saying to you, though, leader. But that is further coming into agreement with our point. So you have a team of 30 players and 4 go pro. It is suggesting to us, then, leader, then the other 26 are possible playing the sport to go to college.
True.
So more people will want to go to the Florida game than stay and play in the Premier League for that very reason. I think that is the point we're trying to make. But you see, all the Clarendon people telling say lots of them are in college. But I'm going to allow unseen because we have some for the under 17 people. We have some information to share with you, and then we're going to give you some names that will be a part of the camp. And I want you to give us some names that you think should be a part of this camp coming up. So we're going to give you some names, all right? So there is also, we have a press conference that we need to do. We need to get to. What time is it? Yeah, well, we have some time for that, right? For the under 17 team, but we'll do that. But Unseen, talk to us about the under 17. What's going on? Let me tell the people what is going on. The under 17 team people, from our reports and from our bird, right? The players are going to school. And the players from overseas, they are having online classes. So the JFF is providing a system that all the players are going to school, even the ones who are from out of Kingston areas, like rural areas, they have accommodated them in schools so they can continue their schooling. All right. Aaron Hurd, I think is the player name. I think he's from Atlanta. From in the United States, the Atlanta United player. He arrived this morning and he will be, he's not...
No money's one. Columbus Crew
player, right. He arrived this morning. He is a part of the squad now. He'll be there. Matthew Ellis, that, I think somebody need to, this player needs some leadership in his life to decide what he wants to do. But they're hoping to give him a next look in. And they have a practice game on Thursday. From our understanding, they may be, like I said earlier, that they'll be playing against some more difficult opponents as time progressed before they leave out to the camp. So they will be playing against one of the Premier League outfits, right? The goalkeeper position is very difficult, and so they may end up taking 3 goalkeepers instead of 2 because they can't drop any. They are excellent goalkeepers that they have. Jamani Bell has been doing well in training, scoring every game. They played games against UWI, and they also played one against the Jamaica Defence Force, and they defeated the JDF men's team. So this under 17 team really looking good in those practice game, and even Ricardo Gardner's son is also doing very, very, very well. So these are some good things to know. Yep. So, yep. Yeah, Unseen, anything you want to add to that?
Not really, man. I hear me well because the internet keeps chipping.
Yeah, man, you're hearing you clearly now. So make the most of the good internet you have now and talk a lot. Go ahead.
Yeah, man. So the players,
that usually have more to pay the bill,
No, man, because my office is far from the internet, man. The road, isn't it? We are working toasted, so get it live and direct over here. But man, I just man.
Go ahead, Unseen. We didn't hear you. Go ahead now.
You hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, so as you were saying that the players are going to school, so some reports are out there that players are not going to school. No, they hear the real truth. The players are going to school. The overseas players are online. The local players are at, some of them gone over to the UWI pre-university college and stuff like that. And the teachers are working with them. The team is very hard to pick, as I said before. Even Gooden, I think he falls fourth now in the defensive position. And, Gooden is an outstanding player in the schoolboy league, and he falls fourth in defensive position. That the coach may think that they are better than him so far, and you're a player from Mannings looking well in the defensive position. The player from Yardcastle, the defender there, Mannings man, doing well also.
The Mount Pleasant player, yeah.
So it's a good look in team. You know, the competition is 3 weeks. The competition is 3 weeks away, and you know they're trying to get the best out of what the practice game, the best out of them. So people, we can, you know, taking the on it. It's supposed to be a good test to see if all these talk is true and see if the youngsters are playing good football.
Yeah. So Maron Garden, Vassal Reynolds, Andrew Sewell, goalkeeper coach. Lamar is a physical trainer. You know, those are the persons there. But I know that the national coach, the goalkeeper coach for the national team, the assistant coach, they're not interfering, but they will turn up at the camp in the week to kind of see what is happening. So yeah. All right.
Mannings man.
Yeah.
You must big up the manager too, you know. I don't remember his name. You must big up the manager.
Roman. Good guy, Roman. Roman Thomas or Thompson. Right, Brian?
Thomas.
Roman Thomas. Listen, I have a big giveaway, people. All right. I have tickets to give away. If you want to go to the JPL game tonight at Arnett Gardens, I can give you 2 tickets. All right? For you, one for you and one for your lady. You understand me? If you don't have your lady, I don't know. But 2 tickets. I also have for you to give away, right? I have, you know, there's a Mount Pleasant Combine, right? Where they have scouts from all over Europe, scouts from colleges, from January 20 to 28th. I have 2, remember it's £40 to register. I want to help 2 persons to go. All right. If you want to go get the tickets to the game or you want to get to the Mount Pleasant camp, I can help you with 2 of that. You have to answer a couple of questions. So you can, all you'd have to do is to sign up. Well, somebody just, you know what? Yeah, I have 1 for the Mount Pleasant thing. I remember that somebody actually got 1 already. All right. Toughy Rudy want to find out if you no, Toughy Rudy, if you're in the States and you want to arrive, we can send a man on a boat for you. Yeah, we send a banana. We can send a banana boat for you. And then when you reach now. But if you're from the States and you win this thing for the Mount Pleasant, they will help you with accommodation. So there are 2. 1 is gone, so only 1 is left. But we have 2 tickets for the game. And then before the week is finished, we have also a replica shirt from a top JPL club giving away, right? But you have to answer a question. I don't know if I should ask the question today and give them time or I should wait. What do you think, Brian? Should I ask the question when?
Which club though?
What do you think? Listen, you see this program, before me answer your question, ask can you show on Friday, not true, Brian?
Yeah, man, Friday. Friday, when you do the JPL show, review.
So Friday, we're going to give away like a couple replica shirt. Maybe we're going to give away a Cavaliers replica shirt. And we're going to give away a Mullines replica shirt. And we're going to give away, in fact, we're going to give away 3. We're going to give away a Mount Pleasant replica shirt. So 3 replica shirts we're going to give away on Friday. You have to answer the question. But we want to give away today 1 registration at £40 to attend the Mount Pleasant Combines from January 20th to 28th. And we have 2 tickets for the game tonight. Down at the Jungle, Veer versus Mount Pleasant and Waterhouse versus Tivoli. All right, leader is back. What say you?
No, nothing. Just been off a little. So continue doing what you're doing, man.
All right. So let me give you, Unseen, I'm going to give some names, right? That will be called up. for this thing. No, Unseen, you were going to ask me which club, right? I see I gave you the clubs, right? No, Unseen not a part of the giveaway. No, yeah. So Unseen was trying to find out which club, but I actually told him. Yeah. So yeah. Let me give you some names, right? That you can expect to see. And you can tell me these are players who the coach would have seen already. Trevante Stewart, who was part of the Cameroon trip. Colorado Murray, who was part of the Cameroon trip. Alwyn Harvey was part of the Cameroon trip. Ricardo Thomas, who scored yesterday, who was a part of that Cameroon trip. All right. And no people are saying Busy Atkinson. Busy Atkinson is injured. I don't even think he should have played yesterday. He has a hamstring injury. He limped off the field. Colin Anderson also limped off the field as well. So though he has been in good form, I don't think any of those two players. I think they need to rest. And I would say to their handlers, let them get some rest because they are doing good and they don't want to further compound the issues. Dujan Whisper Richards, if available, I think he'll be given an opportunity to go up against some of these players. Richard King will also be there. Demario Phillips will also be given a look in at this. Kemar Foster will also be given a look in. I mean, one of the players that have been on the goalkeeper like radar, he just moved from Jamaica, who is Amal Knight, but he just moved, as you know, to Lexington Soccer Club. So he's not able to come and be a part of the camp. And Trayvon Reed as well. So those players are not going to be a part of it. I understand that Kimani Campbell, who is one of the better left backs in the league, he could be in for a shout as well. Let me see what other names. I think Peter McGregor actually went on that trip to Cameroon, but he has been out injured as well. So he may not get, because of that, he may not be looking. I'm not sure if he's still fit, but I know part of the plan is that all the players who are still local who went on that Cameroon trip will be given a look in this first camp, because this is one of many. So this is not the only camp that they're going to have. So after this one, some of these players will come back to the next one with some new players. So if you don't make the cut, you will not be called back. Other players will come in, and that is how it's going to go until you kind of have a core of them that you're working with on a local level. Right? And next player that they're looking at, I don't know if this one for other camp is Jason Wright, who has been scoring some goals and playing well for Malines in the league. Kimani Arborn from Arnett Gardens, who started out the league well. Unfortunately, he looked very bad last night, but maybe. And Ajuma Johnson, who has been playing very, very well as well. His name is on the radar, so he could also be called up. So some of those names are some of the names. I don't know, leader, if you hear of any other, but some of those names are some of the names that I have been told.
You had called Kyle Ming, right?
No. But Kyle Ming is here. Yeah. His name is
there.
Yeah.
So it sounds quite balanced, and it's a similar template to like what I think Simoes did when he just came. Looked at some of the locals, and then he picked out a few that could form a core. So just in case, because you will always have times when you're overseas players, something comes up after they have been called and they have to drop out. So like it or not, when some people saying the coach not going to call anybody, no, he definitely might not call anybody. But when the time comes and a team is called and they know 3 or 4 players drop out through injury in a match, he's unable to fill those gaps with anybody at that short time. So he'll have to go local. So he has to know who is here that can fill those gaps. So it makes sense.
Yeah. So what I think this will do is I think players like Nicholas Nelson young player who was away. These guys have the opportunity now to put in some work. An ex-player who has been doing well, whose name is on the radar, is plays for Harborview as well. Nicholas Hamilton. Kumi, I think they call him. That's his name. So these are players who are on the radar. But I will tell you this, though, that from the games watched yesterday, the players who impressed, you would not believe it. Maybe Brian can tell you, people. I don't know. Attacking the games at Stadium East. You know the players who impressed yesterday?
Impressed the coach?
Impressed everybody who was there, including the coaches.
There was a player from Dunby. I thought he had a good game. He scored the 4th goal.
Yeah.
I think his name is Shaquille Powell.
Yeah. All right. Right. But you know who the 2 players who looked the best playing yesterday was Rudolph Austin and Fabian McCarthy. It's just a lot of people will not believe that. But the best player the 2 best players at Stadium East yesterday was Fabian McCarthy and Rudolph Austin.
How old is Austin now?
Austin is getting 38 this year, and it is amazing. The Cavaliers players could not get around him.
But look here.
Right?
Let me tell you something.
In fact, there was a member of the coaching staff. When they saw Austin, the first thing they asked is, who is this player? And when they said he's a former captain who retired from like international and he just came back and was asked to come at the club, they could not believe.
Well, Manins.
Same thing with Fabian McCarthy. And listen,
back in the day.
Let me tell you this. In the stands, the people in the stands were saying that Fabian McCarthy is the best CDM in the entire Jamaica. People in the stands saying that.
All is Fabian now.
I don't know. He's very old. He's old as well, but very.
Not as old as Austin.
No.
Yeah.
But Howell is also in the reckoning. Howell plays for Waterhouse because he was with the squad as well. Yeah.
Manins, I just want to say one thing quickly, If you remember, one of the things Simoes did, when he came, because we have to go back to that a little bit, because you have to learn from the past, was that he took a player out of retirement who people didn't think would have factored at the time. He wasn't that old like Austin, but I don't think he had as much experience as Austin, or even maintain his fitness like Austin. Peter Cargill, that he brought him in almost.
Peter Cargill was younger, man.
No, I say he was younger. I say he was not as, but listen, he was in his 30s.
What I'll say to you, I don't think Austin can play at the international level at this age. That's me. I think he's good as a pro. No, not with when we have East and Pinnock, man, and those
East and Pinnock can't make a match.
Yeah, but you have Richard King and Damian Lowe and those guys.
If the Richard King is overseas and you need a local, I'm saying local base, you don't get what I'm saying,
Leader.
Yeah.
I put it to you that Rudolph Austin will never wear the Jamaica jersey
again. He was one of my favorite players, though. Still is. And I'm amazed at how fairly fit he is still. Compared a lot of the local players can take a page out of his book. Because a lot of them that play against him could be his sons.
Well, what I'll say to you, leader, is that while I will say to you, he has been one of the best players this season, I think JPL, international, and he said it. When I interviewed him, he said, management, international football is no joke. Right? So I don't think it would,
Man, let me ask you one quick question here again. What was the player that we had from England the other day? What was his name?
Anthony Grant.
Grant.
Anthony Grant, like 34 or less.
34.
Yeah, or less.
And people were saying, boy, don't call him. And he was a standout player in Mexico.
34 and 37 is 34 and 37 is two different
ages. We're not talking about starting. One of the problems why we lost that Mexico match,
So why you call Maria?
We didn't have anybody to come off and finish the last couple of minutes. You don't think a Rudolph Austin can give you 10 minutes to close out a match if it is necessary? With his experience. Be honest.
Oh, so we should call about Mariappa as well. Because Mariappa is playing at a higher level.
Well. I don't. Mariappa, by the way, Mariappa has not been disposed. He has been in the up to the recent team up to recently. So you know.
Leader, come on, man, leader,
But
man.
And how old is Mariappa now, by the way?
We should call back Haka as well.
Let's get realistic now. I said fit. By the way, I have no objection to calling the older players with the fitness if they can offer something, even if it's guidance in the initial stages. Nothing is wrong. It was done before. In the initial stages, it makes sense.
What I think is that because of his professionalism and his attitude, he's good to be around young players. What I would do, because he's a former national captain, he has done his coaching stuff already. Austin is somebody that I would have around the under 15 team. Because I think he can mold the young players. This guy played for Leeds, you know. He played for a big team in Denmark and did exceptionally well, you know. Captain Jamaica to the Gold Cup finals and stuff. So I think that kind of value is needed in the program, right? But I would not have him as a player at this time in the national team, especially because I think we're trying to get players like out of England, like for example.
I've listened to him and he doesn't want to play.
Yeah.
I don't think he's interested. Because even when the last campaign was going on and the other players would have come back, I personally asked him and
he said no.
He wasn't entertaining that.
Yeah, because he's saying that he said it. He said that, listen, he said to me, management, international football is no joke. Because he was saying that he has to be telling these guys at his club that they need to go to the gym and they need to train and stuff. So I also think if he had a choice, he probably would even be playing in the Premier League. I think so too. I think the reason why he played so long, because he really came to help Portmore, you know, because they were struggling and he was going to stop. But the team has not grown, so he keeps on playing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So those are some of the players you can expect, like if like I said, if Dujan Whisper Richards is available, he should be there. And I think you're going to see probably like people like Malachi Douglas at some point being called up to be looked on. But some of those names that are going to be in the first camp are the players who went to Cameroon. But who are some, because you know what is happening, Brian? I'm not seeing a lot of names coming up, you know, like people saying when you players from the local league. Players from the local leagues, who are players that they think is there anyone you think like should get a look in? I know you probably can't answer that because of your position still, but yeah, who are some of the players?
I am reserving my right to come in.
Totally understand. I'm not hearing people giving me names. Who are the people who should get a look in? Because all the names seem to be the regular names that keep popping up. I haven't seen like a person I can say, you know what, I've never thought about that person. Yeah.
Did you call any goalkeepers in the list?
Kemar Foster.
Well, that's a given.
Eric Edwards are two. I know Amal Knight would have been a part of this, but he's not, as you know, he's not in Jamaica.
I don't think White is having a bad season either.
Yeah. And White, but isn't White injured?
Yeah, I think he has a little injury.
Okay. Kyle Ming. Yeah, man. No, man. Whisper's name is there already. Whisper name should be there. Like calling names, yeah. And Ming, yeah. Ming probably gonna get a look in, like I said. Because he has been playing really, really well still. To be fair, he has been one of the he and O'Dane Murray and that player from Harbourview,
Staple.
Right, we're three of the better right backs. This season, to be honest, in terms of right back, it has to be between Ming and McCullough. I mean, yeah.
No Mannings.
McCullough has been good for Mount Pleasant, you don't think?
I think, well, I guess if you're looking at it in the context of persons who could get an invite to the national team, but if you're looking at just pure right back overall, I think Virgo has done very well for himself.
Yeah, you know, that
in
is
terms of being a pure right back.
Yeah, but
I think that Virgo has been. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Maybe not in the context of. No, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying not in the context of persons who could get an invite. I'm just talking about being a pure right back. I think he has been one of the better right backs this season. Because Murray hasn't really played a lot.
No,
in
right.
terms of starting.
That's why I said last season, because this season Murray hasn't played a lot. They on the left back position, I think the left back position is very hard because guess what? In the left back position, you have Richard Thomas, and he scored 2 yesterday for Dunby Holden. Kimani Campbell, and then I think what's his name? Harding. Harding is his name. The left back at Harborview.
From Harborview?
Yeah.
Orlando
Harding. So I think if it's 2 persons, it's going to be Kimani Campbell and Ricardo Thomas. And then it would be if there's 3, maybe in the next camp you'll see Orlando Harding. But I think those 2 players are ahead of him. What do you think, leader? Is that fair?
Well, I agree with you. You know, the only thing that I'm disappointed because you're speaking about the left back, right?
Yeah.
Position for local. Well, I agree. The only thing there's a player that has just dropped out of contention after he was one of the better left backs last season, for Mount Pleasant. But he hasn't gotten much playing time, and I would have thought that by this season he would have been one of those definitely in the reckoning. The player that left from Arnett and went to Mount Pleasant, Sigri, I think he would have been in the reckoning, but unfortunately, lack of playing time.
Yeah,
he would have been called, but he had an injury playing for Pleasant, and Pleasant kept playing him. But I'm disappointed that he isn't. I hope he finds a team. If Pleasant can give him some options, if they're not going to really be using it.
Yeah. Emilia Russell, somebody says, I'm going to get to, because there are a couple of left backs still, because you have Giovanni Brown that plays for Malines. Good player, but the problem is they're not doing well. So people normally don't see those players. Then Emilia Russell is a player that was called up at one point. But I don't know. I mean, he's an up and down player. He scored a brilliant goal yesterday, but he's always have some very good kick off that left foot. He has been looking better.
Maybe the time.
Yeah. I see Chris Wayne saying Watkins from Dunby Holden, the left back, young player as well. I think he's around 21. Fresh God can confirm that. He's a next one as well. But so we hope that some of these
but
guys...
a centre back Watkins play Mannings.
Oh, he plays centre back. Yeah. Ian, Colin Anderson is injured. He if you watched the game yesterday, he and Busy Campbell, Busy Atkinson walked off the field injured, right? Yeah. But bravo. Rage Squadron. The national coach is new. The national coach, which is I think is the right thing to do. I want him to look at the players, and when he looks at them and he says they are not good enough, then that is fine. But we shouldn't be the one to say he has gotten enough chances. They have not gotten enough chance. None of these players have gotten enough chances with this coach. Let the coach see them and let the coach determine. You understand me, Brian? Because that's the only way. So we can say there's no bias in it and every man get a chance. And if somebody don't, then we can safely say that, well, at least the coach look at him. And if the coach didn't pick him, that's it.
Yeah, I agree with that, Mannings.
Yeah. You know, that's what I think. Just look at them. Oh, Watkins is a centre back, fresh guard. Oh, he's a centre back that play with Afiba Chambers.
No man, Watkins play for Dumby Holding. He scored yesterday.
Oh, yeah. And he's here. Yeah, man. And
He used to play for Portmore United.
Oh, yeah, and he have like the plot up here with the thing around it.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Hey, that player is a very good player, you know. How old is he? 25, 26? Yeah, man. He has been playing well. That's true.
Well, Mannings, the comment about Ricardo Thomas, to be honest, when I think about it, it makes sense that some of the players that we have seen, even if this coach has not seen them, you know, we have seen him, and I think he has gotten more than enough chances, and you know, he hasn't really performed. So some players that you know have gotten many chances and they have not stepped up to the plate.
Should the coach look at Jaden White?
Should the coach look at Jaden White? Has he gotten as many chances as Ricardo Thomas?
Yeah.
I don't think so. How many national caps has Jaden White had?
Go and check them. Check both of them.
I know he has been called up to team, but how many caps? How many caps?
Just go and check them. Just go and check them.
Man, I'm asking you no.
I'm asking you to go and check. So the point I'm making, leader, you think that I agree, you know, that White should get a chance with the new coach, because sometimes, let me tell you why I say that. The reason why I'm saying what I'm saying is this. I saw where what's our right back name?
Javian Brown?
Javian Brown?
Yes.
Javian Brown.
Javian Brown looked better when this coach coached him in this team. So,
that's true.
All I'm saying.
Topi also.
Topi look better. Right. So, why shouldn't other players get an opportunity to play with this coach to see? Remember, it's not an international game. It's mostly squad games and friendlies. Just to see if their game would improve because of the coach.
But Ricardo Thomas was seen with this coach also.
And he never looked bad in the Cameroon game.
But not compared to when you saw how a Topi looked extremely different and a Javian Brown looked extremely different. Ricardo Thomas did not show that
against
huge
Cameroon.
difference.
Did Javian Brown play against Cameroon? No.
He played against when he played against
Argentina.
Argentina.
Come on now, leader. You're being unfair, leader. Check the team that went to Cameroon. The team went to Cameroon. Remember, they went to Cameroon and have like almost no training session and play the game. Check it. That's different from Argentina. And how did the game end in Cameroon?
It was a positive result. It was a draw.
Exactly. So players not having a camp went and defended well. And then you're going to say he didn't look as good as a player who was in a camp and playing in a game that they lost against Argentina where we were defending. Yeah, I think that's a very hard comparison that you're making. Yeah. Dre, he will be there. You know, me have sent you don't know we have other things, but he's in capable hands, man. So he will be there. I sent him off already. So yeah, if you're going to be there and you want a photo, you just, I can tell you what to do. You understand me? And who to talk to. But he's off and on his way. Already. Yeah. And Brian will be there as a bodyguard, so we'll work out things. I can, just
mine's bad. Yeah. But with that, leave that alone.
Yeah. But I see Elite Sports TV saying, I hope Craig Butler sent Dujan Whisper Richards to Jamaica National. Well, I think his his father, I think he's in the comment section. They have to make that decision, which is better, because Whisper doesn't want to go to college. So why would he go to the thing in Florida if he's being
and only
invited?
college scouts going to be there, because
Yeah.
I don't think clubs MLS scouts and if not college scouts, maybe USL and in agents say not sending him players in the USL.
There you
So
go.
because I don't think MLS scouts are going to really scout players at a high school tournament, unless it's probably like for the next pro, MLS next pro or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. But don't worry, people. Probably by Sunday JPL games playing. So probably like on Saturday. Yeah, you're gonna have an opportunity to interact with, the coach. Yeah. Yeah, fresh God. Exactly. You know the thing of fresh God. One bodyguard rested and the other one is on the job. Yeah. But I think it is also good though that the coach is going to the games, because what it does, I think it elevates the quality of play. I think it elevates the quality of play on the pitch, and I think that is very, very important. I think that is very important that is done. That players know that they are being watched and up their levels and their game and their demeanor and their behavior and everything. So I think that is a good thing as well. Yeah. So remember, people, we have a giveaway for you. We have a giveaway right now. We have 2 tickets to the game tonight. If you're going to the game, we have some simple question to ask you. That's number 1. Number 2, we're going to give away.
Money's we have to run here.
Yeah, man. All right. Big up.
Yeah.
And thanks as usual, man.
Yeah, man. No problem.
Yeah. All right. The other thing is that we have to give away today 1 free registration, £40. That's around 8,000 Jamaican dollars to the combines at Mount Pleasant Academy, January 20 to January 28. Right? That is this weekend. Believe me, people, if you have a son, a daughter that you want them to be looked at, right? Do this, right? So, like I said, it's with Mount Pleasant Academy and Elite. They're combining for this, right? Chance to get recruited. Generation Next and Mount Pleasant Academy invite you to a player identification combine. January 20 to 28, 2003. He said get recruited by scouts from the US, UK, and Dubai. Sheffield United, Coventry City FC, Brookhouse College, Hartpury College and University, UK pro and semi-pro clubs, and Loughborough University, Dubai City FC, Soccer Assist, Warwick Institute of Sports, and Fleetwood Town FC, right? So it's male and female. You have to be between ages 13 to 24 to attend. All right, you have to sign up and register because there's lots of information you will be getting. Yeah. I was saying that, but Ryan was saying that he doesn't think the coach should go. I think he said the coach should not go. The coach should not go below tier 1. Yeah. What you talking about? Do it Bobby at my place? So you talk about. Then we not call Moby a baller, man. McCarthy come from Montego Bay, no? McCarthy come from Montego Bay. Fabian McCarthy, but he just doesn't play. But you tell me, I did ask for that, So Dwayne Freighter, big up yourself. Which player you think playing down there now for Mobile United or Falkland that deserves a look in? All you have to do is just tell me, man. I mean, I know Alan Atty has been scoring most of the goals for Mobile United. They have like Prince Christie playing centre back, Kevin, who is not really a Mobile player. Well, he's a Mobile player, but not from Montego Bay. But tell me some of the names. Who down there you think like should really get a look in? Because remember, this is not the only camp. Yeah, Jay, the Allman and Aldacosta team heading to Florida, you know, this week. Tuffy Rudy are going to arrange it for this week, all right? So hopefully this weekend we can get it tied down and locked up. The Humble Lion goalkeeper. Oh, Prince Daniel Smith. You know, Fresh God. To be fair, I haven't watched a lot of Humble Lion, you know. I think I've watched a TV game that they played. They haven't had a lot of TV games either. But I need to pay more attention to him. Pay more attention to him. It's Prince Daniel Smith, right? I think that is the name. Which school he used to keep for? Dwayne Freighter, drop 2 name, no, man. You see it now, Dwayne Freighter, yeah. Challenge me, you know, me ask if he drop 2 name, you know, me not see the name dropping a Dwayne Freighter. Drop 2 name. Fresh God, how the likes, Clarendon College. Oh, that's Prince Daniel Smith. How the likes going for the video. Come on, people, remember, we're providing good content. We have around 12 minutes to go, so please remember, hit the like button if you have not done so yet. Listen, we have I Am Sure Sports Caribbean. Please also subscribe to that. Please subscribe to that. Right? Subscribe to that. Yeah, man. All right. Yeah, 75 likes. So let's see if we can get it up to 100. Drop some super. A lot of you didn't give any super stickers or super chat, you know, on Super Friday, you know. So just make it a Super Monday by doing that. All right. Teshawn Hill, a right back, used to play for Jamaica under 20. Okay. He currently plays for Falkland. The right back for Falkland. All right. We'll look at him, Andre. Doing. If you give me some more name, man. Falkland right back. All right. Teshawn Hill. No, Michael Neymar. Maybe back in the days, these things people will not get a look in. Right now, man, we have a lot of vloggers and people out there, man. If you're playing any competition, you're going to get looked at. Trust me. You're going to get looked at. You're going to get seen. Believe me. Right now, how the football is. You have you like military guna, you know, out there doing works, you know, unseen. A lot of people covering content, man. If there's a footballer out there that's really playing good football, you're going to be captured by a tier 2 club or a tier 1 club or or a Premier League club, as we would say. So, but put out the names. If you know any not in those community, Michael, it will be good because you don't know we're doing the work. We can highlight them because that's part of what the platforms must do, you know, when they identify talents like these. Also want to know that yesterday, Brian Burkett actually turned out for Dunbeholden. Brian Burkett, the St. George's captain, just turned 17. He came on for Dunbeholden yesterday, had a good cameo as well. So it's good that's one more young player out of this high school system who is playing in the JPL. Bennett from JC, he's a part of Mount Pleasant because he's a Mount Pleasant player. He's back at Mount Pleasant. So it's nice that we have the schoolboys being integrated into the Premier League, right? You know, we have a friend called Cranky. Cranky asked me what is Premier about the Premier League. Cracky, behave yourself and don't try go around it together. You understand me? Respect of you, Rudy, every time. So tell me if you want the banana boat for send for you, you know. Because it look like you want to come to the college combine. But again, we have the college combine people. We don't want it to go past Wednesday. We need to give this away before Wednesday. £40 worth of registration for the Mount Pleasant combines, January 20 to 28. All right, you have to get this. We have one question we're going to ask you, and if you get the question right, you will send you just go on register. You just put in Manning's my name or I am sure name, sports name, and you're gone clear. If you want to go to the games tonight down in the jungle, Mount Pleasant versus Veer and Waterhouse on the rebound versus TG, we have tickets for you. If you want to win replica shirts, Friday, we're just going to throw them out so you can win that. Again, happy Martin Luther King Day to the persons in the United States. Leader says, the important thing, in my opinion, is putting the next U20 with Whisper and Co. together under the eyes of John Wall. Yeah, John Wall is going to be leading that. Don't know if Coach Gale will be a part of the coaching staff with him, but yeah, so the assistant coach for the national team, John Wall, will be leading up that. Fresh God say Rico Edwards, yeah, he's coming into his shipping to the States. Yes, so if you're in the States and you win the replica shirt, we will get it to you. We'll get it to you. So on Friday, if you win it, we'll definitely get it to you. You understand me? We have to find a way of getting it to you. So if we advertise it and that's where you are, you win it, and you want to get it where you are, we will get it to you. We're like that. We want to make sure that all our subscribers and viewers have the same opportunity to win. You understand me? Yeah. Those players should be the ones the coach look at. No player under 23 should be looked at unless they are special. Leader, you always make some hey leader, you always make some very outlandish thing. You can't say that, leader. If once the player is playing good, the coach should look at the player for the national team, because playing for the national team does not prevent you from playing for the under 20 or the under 23. That's the thing. Yeah, man. Big up Dwayne Freighter every time. You know that the West is best. And that we tell them, you know. You understand me? Reno. We always tell them, you know, Dwayne Freighter. Reno. So we stay, you know, violent kickers. What are that? Seba, that we tell them. We're not telling them to give them no more. You understand me? We could have tell them about invaders and village and them team, but we are telling about the real team them out west. The West is best, man. Put all the titles together, man. Look at the 1998 campaign, man. We need to give names. Warren Barrett, Aaron Lawrence. You understand me? Shorty Malcolm, Theodore Whitmore. We need to give them more, man. Seba, Eba. Original red and green. You know the thing already. What are that with the yellow? Purple of kickers. Reno blue and white. What are them? What are them? Them. Are them? No. Are them? No. Up special edition. You know the West is best. Well, big up Kingston 8, you understand me? Same place, you understand me? Yeah, man. Violet kickers with the violet, man. What you mean, man? Them no know. Them no know. I want them. But big up Kingston 8, you know. The whole of Cassava Peace and Glen Drive. You understand me? Common Sense, you understand me? Ranch 12, Boone and Gully, Nazareth, Plum Lane, 100 Lane. You understand me? Park Lane, Glen Drive, Hungry Town. Hey, big up yourself. All right, we're in Florida. We're in Florida. All right, so the under 17 team should be heading to the under 17 team should be heading to Port St. Lucie for their camp. the games in Florida. Okay, let me get the game. Let me get the exact location for the places in Florida. All right. Who Chapitan have in mind? Clovis de Oliveira, Vibes Addict Entertainment. Clovis de Oliveira is going to be yeah. He's going to be the coach out there. Yeah. No, he's Brazilian. He's a former Clovis de Oliveira is a former coach to coach of the Reggae Boys, and he was the one who qualified the team to the under 17 World Cup. Yeah. So he's going to be the coach. I'm trying to get for you where in Florida the team Fabi Freda, I don't know if him English improving. All right. Fresh God, where in Florida the team going? I think I had it the other day. Where is that thing? Yeah. So who are Toughy Rudy? I'm gonna get that for you. Don't worry yourself. Local course should be from the players currently U23, so we will possibly be in contention when and if we reach the 2026 World Cup. Leader, listen, I don't know if I can agree with that. I understand what you're trying to posit, but yeah, I just feel like there you go. Big up Anthony Mack for this. This is why I like this platform. In Lauderhill Park. There you go. There you go. Big up Anthony Mack. Really appreciate that. Really, really appreciate that. Always good. This is why platforms like these are good. When the hosts struggle with the information, we have people who are well informed who come and bring much clarity. So there you go. Yeah. But Michael Nemard, I understand that, and while I agree with you, do you know that most of the coaches who get teams promoted to the Premier League, they end up getting fired if the team is struggling. So football is a tough business. Yeah. So we'll have the all school team going to Lauderhill Park, and then we will have the under 17 doing their. Oh yeah. Oh yo. What I know. Hey Samba, y'all listen to the show. Samba, hey people, let me tell you this right now. This is love is in the house. When you hear about Samba, this is love in the house, right? You have to understand love in the house. This is the Excelsior old boys are past student. You see this? Past student, you see when Jamaica national teams touch anywhere Florida, are them responsible. From we don't want to give the details, but you see from the flight land to them get to location, these dignitaries, special Jamaicans. That is why the last discussion we had, let me tell you, the plan was that we need to form committees in the different areas, right across the sub. Man like Samba and the Ali Cup gang from Excelsior High School, them manage them thing there. Big up Samba. You know, so me miss the tournament, Samba. Me miss the tournament, Star. We should have there for the Masters tournament, but you don't know. Big up Anthony Mack, right? So it will be in Lauderhill Park. All right, they want the dates. All right, they want the date, so let's drop the date to them. There you go. The coach has his own mandate, and I think we should give him the time and space to do as he wishes without interfering with his job. Well said, Jason. You see, these comments need to be in super chat so people can see them bright and bold. So people are going to look at this again. The coach has his own mandate, and I think we should give him the time and the space to do so as he wishes without us interfering in his job. This yeah, Anthony. Yeah, man, I know the thing go on. Yeah, man, I know the whole customs things going on. Oh, Daphne! Welcome to the show, beautiful lady. Big up yourself. Happy MLK Day. BB Cross, wherever you are, hail as well. Enough respect. All right. So as we come up, I'm going to shout him up. I'm going to shout him Anthony Mack. And just, say, yeah, definitely. I'm general. The generals them that, man. Generals them, man. Freddie Butler and the whole gang and Anthony Carbett and, you understand me? Yeah, man, and Chris Bailey and Sambo, the generals them, man. Them take care of Jamaicans in them places there. You understand me? Once you're upon the national team, you're good to go. Yeah. All right. Mirak, won the all-school team. We don't know. But I suspect the players that we saw, there were 44 players. I don't know how many of them would be going to the tournament, but it would be a combination of, the players who went. We don't even know if all of them will go, given that they're part of clubs. I don't know how this works. Maybe they don't sign any professional contract, so they are bound to go and they cannot be restricted by their clubs. So we shall see. But we are on the 2 hour mark. And so it means that it is time for us to end the show. We have some great stuff coming up for you. We should have a former national player talking to us, who is a coach, just completed his A license. One of the big midfielders. So we're going to talk to him, right? We'll put out the thumbnail so you can see that. Like I said, that the coach will be at the game today. Had to have driver go with him because we have some other engagements in our own city. But it has been a very good show. It's always a pleasure having these shows. You learn so much, you meet so many people, you interact with just smart, intelligent people. And even the conversations in the comment section, there was not a hint of disrespect or rudeness. And kudos must be given to every single one of you for maintaining and showing utmost respect for yourself and for others. I really appreciate that. And the more we keep the conversations like this, is the more we will interact with people in more influential position. And so we can share with them our thoughts and our ideas in a respectful way, even though our opinions may vary. I want to thank all the other vloggers for being a part of this podcast, from Ryan LFC, who came on for a brief moment. I think he's Elite Sports TV now. Big him up. We also have Unseen Sports TV, who was on earlier. We had Coach Minzy from the coach's desk, who was on. We also had Leader. He was on. He gave some information on the much challenge from Brian Maiten, who always makes himself available to be a part of the show. For every single one of you who were in the comment section, on behalf of all of us at I Am Sure Sports, we want to say a big thank you. Also have to give a big shout out to Military Guna. We were at the game yesterday, so it's one community. There's no animosity, there's no war, there's no conflict. It's just vloggers just trying to add value to the sporting landscape, especially in regards to football. Again, every single person on this is highly respected. And it's greater when we respect ourselves and we respect others. And and I challenge you to do that. Let's change Jamaica, whether we are here or we are in the States. I mean, if I tell you some stories of how people on these platforms are just, it would be amazing if people would share just how on these platforms they met someone from high school that they have been trying to locate for so long. Really, really, lots of respect. Here's the next big quote. Always remember this, people, as you speak. I always tell Jason that we need to put this up so people can see it. A fact is info minus emotion. Opinion is info plus experience. Ignorance is opinion lacking information. And stupidity is opinion that ignore facts. We'll leave you on that note. To all the moderators, thank you so much. For everyone who hit the like button, for those who subscribe for the first time, thank you for being a part of the platform. Have yourself a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful rest of the day. And happy MLK Day again to all the persons in the United States. I am Manningsman. This has been I Am Sure Sports. We leave you with that note on the screen and we say we are over and we are...
Boom, check it out. I don't know it's Jason. I'm a represent for I Am Sure Sports. For the latest news and updates, check out I Am Sure Sports. Make sure you go to the YouTube channel, subscribe and share. Jason presenting I Am Sure. I Am Sure Sports.